Pastor Matthew ASHIMOLOWO is a dynamic preacher having preached for over 30 years. He is also a motivational speaker, a successful businessman, a leader, and a prolific author, having written over 60 books. He has received numerous awards for his outstanding books and selfless service. He is the founder and CEO of about 10 profitable companies, which include a global TV station, KICC TV. He is also the founder of Kingsway International Christian Center, a Christian charity with a global footprint in 214 nations via television, with a volunteer base of over 1,000 staff. His weekly telecast, Winning Ways, is a source of inspiration and motivation to many. He is a strong advocate and a voice in the Pentecostal Christian community in the United Kingdom. He is a constant feature on God's Channel TV, TBN, Daystar, and various TV networks. Pastor Matthew serves on the board of Premier Radio Station, which is the UK's premier Christian radio station. As an author, he has received accolades for his astounding books. He is the winner of the Nigerian Booksellers Award for Tongues of Fire and many more. He currently hosts Winning Ways, which is shown on TBN Daystar, God Channel, and aired on Premier Christian Radio. Known for his zeal for wealth creation, Pastor Matthew holds a wealth masterclass on how to develop a millionaire mindset, a seminar on broke to billionaire, and many more wealth creation lectures. We are excited to have the man of the hour here. Please make welcome Pastor Matthew ASHIMOLOWO.
So let me go into why you should go into real estate. Nigeria gives you all the opportunity that many nations will never give you. And you need to open your eyes to that. First of all, I like to say that our company, Macarius Luxury Place, is about to work with Pertinence. Put your hands together for that. I want to give those who are marketers of Pertinence the opportunity to market Macarius in a big way. In fact, we're doing a special discount right now that is 20%. 20% on everything. So it means between now and September 10, we call it the 40-day bonanza. And unfortunately, 10 days have gone. But in the next 30 days, you can be part of that experience of, I think Dr. Olorunse will talk more about it. You'll be able to take Macarius properties to places where probably some of you have even tried to market. Now you can tell them, I'm entitled to market. We are going to be able to give you 20%. And when you give them the 20%, we've had an agreement with Pertinence as to the amount of discount we're going to give Pertinence when they market Macarius properties. Real estate is the only estate that is real. Real estate is the only estate that is what? It is the only estate that is real. And I don't want anybody to lie to you about Nigeria. Real estate presents all kinds. There is residential, there is commercial, there are farms, there are warehouses, there are real estate investment trusts. And listen to me, Nigeria is a contradiction. The biggest challenge of Nigeria right now is the cost of what? Cost of living, but particularly cost of food. And it's just interesting that the Food and Agric Organization on earth said the richest land on earth right now, 60% of the richest land on earth right now is in Africa. And it is in Nigeria. And yet, the bread you ate today, the flour came from Ukraine. the nation that is in war. So if somebody is hearing me today and you start rice farming or any other farming, your story is about to change. So let's look at real estate and let's see what we can do with it. Number one, real estate has a predictable income. In other words, stocks prices go up and down. And it is difficult to predict how much you will make in a month from buying stocks and shares. Are you with me? I said, are you with me? In 2004 to 2007, and what I'm about to say, I'll say it. There's nothing anyone can do. I'm about to shake those banks. I'm 72 years old, so let them come. Oh, Tipoto. In 2004 to 2007, they did what they are doing right now. They asked people to come and buy shares. I have a 7th-floor building on Okwebi Road. I use it as collateral to borrow 60 million from Sterling Bank to buy shares in Sky at 14 naira. 6 months later, it fell to 2 naira 50 kobo. Then I went and bought 36 million naira shares from First Bank. It fell from 36 naira per share to 6 naira. Somebody say, well done. Then I bought GTB. I think I bought GTB about 25 million naira. I'm talking those days, you know the quality of money that time. I bought GTB for 18 naira. GTB fell to 3 naira 60 kobo. The year I borrowed the 60 million to buy Sky was the year a plot of land in Banana was also 60 million. How much is a plot of land, 1,000 square meter in Banana now? Maybe 1.5 billion? 1.5 billion? So my 60 million naira in Sky Bank, where is Sky Bank? Otilo. Where is my money? Otilo. They are here again. And they are asking for money again. So if somebody has been talking to you about real estate and you didn't get it, you'll get it this afternoon. So my own is not story, it is experience. Meanwhile, the land I bought in Mowe 35 years ago, Kotilo, is still there. Anyway, these guys have bought all of it. Out of the 900 acres, I only have 149 or 150 acres left. They bought all of it, themselves and some other team. So real estate has a predictable income. Meanwhile, shares don't have. Matter of fact, from what he was showing us earlier, if you bought today, you get some equity. You can't get immediate value to a share. Only once in a while. Maybe the day they sold Facebook as an IPO, people got immediate some value on top of it. Other than that, the day you buy, it can go down. But real estate is not that way. Number two, real estate appreciates in value. Shares do not have the same appreciation. Number two, please. Real estate appreciates in value. Shares do not appreciate like real estate. Number three, real estate can be enhanced by adjacent property. Did you not hear him earlier? He said this hotel is near Macarius because Macarius is pulling their hotel up. So if Macarius goes up, their hotel goes up. But your First Bank shares being next door to Sterling Bank does not pull anything up. Real estate. All you need to be is to be next door to the right kind of people. The day I bought land in an estate in Lekki where my house is now, the day the story spread around that I live in that estate, the value of the remaining land went up. Then Don Jazzy came into the estate. The value again went up. Then this cherubim and seraphim lady, Esther Jai, also came into the estate. The value again. Shares don't do that. First Bank cannot pull Zenith. Zenith cannot pull up GTB. In fact, all of them are competing with each other. We are the ones who shares is better. No, their own is not good. But real estate enhances. Number 4, you can leverage with real estate using OPM, other people's money. Look at me. I went and borrowed money to buy those shares. I was persuaded to buy it. I don't like it. You may be a shareholder. Thank God for you. But I was persuaded against my persuasion. I lost all that money. I lost all that money. I went to borrow serious money. If I tell you what the banks did to recover their money from me, on top of their shares going down, you say it's a lie. Sterling Bank, when we have not yet paid back their money for only 2 months, showed up in our office with 6 policemen. Yeah, I'm saying it here. The ED at that time, his name is Adiola, the younger brother of the former MD of GTB. I'm 72, I can say what I like. As long as I'm not lying. He showed up there with 6 police. They told him, Pastor is in London. He said, tell him, we need our money. So I borrowed 60, I paid them 68, I lost the shares. But with real estate, I told you how much we bought these 3 acres and 4 plots. How much did I call it? 30 million. This whole place. I'm sure if this building were not here, it would still have been worth about 2 billion. That's what real estate does. And some of you, you've been hiding the money in savings account. And between last year, May, when the new government came and now, the currency has fallen by 65 to 70%. May last year, your naira to dollar was what? 700. This money is 1,600. 1,600. You know, a person who does not feel like he lost anything. But for those who have money, they are doing ouch every day. Ouch, ouch. Number 5, you can be tax efficient with real estate. Number 5, you can be tax efficient. In other words, you bought land. They can't come and be taxing the land. They can only tax money that is in your hand every day. The taxman will still come and say you still have money. The bank will have to still pay tax. Have you noticed every day you do a transaction, 50 naira goes out, 53 naira goes out. How many of you have been seeing all that? 50 naira, 53 naira, they say VAT. And you are wondering, Now you imagine, and if you did 10 transactions, 10 53 nairas went out from you alone. 10 53 nairas. And the bigger the government, the bigger the VAT. And in case you don't know, 65% of VAT paid in the whole of Nigeria is paid in Lagos. 60% of the whole of the economy of Nigeria, 60% of spending in Nigeria is in Lagos. So you are in the place where there's money, you must not be broke. That's why Number 6, you can depreciate property for tax efficiency. I hope I'm not teaching you something bad here. You can determine how much you call the value of your house, the value of the property. can depreciate. Number 7, you can get refinancing with real estate. Look at me. When I had those share certificates, I couldn't carry them to a bank and say, I have these shares. I bought it with 60 million. Come and borrow me 30 million. They'll look at it and say, this paper is worthless. Where is Sky Bank? OT law. But I just told you, the first 30 acres I bought in Moe, I bought it for 990,000 naira. I'm not sure which part of the land it is now. It's not the one these guys bought. The one these guys bought, I think I don't want to tell them how much I bought it. You paid already. You should pay again. I mean, I just say that about 5 consortiums bought land inside Bluestone City, the 900 acres. These guys were the most efficient in paying back. Put your hands together for them. I did what they had never seen before, and they took advantage. When all the 5 people came, I said, these 900 acres, what do you need? They told me how many acres they need. I said, go and start selling. Don't pay me for 6 months. Did you hear me? I told them to cut and begin to sell and don't pay for 6 months. They were in shock. They had never seen anything like it. And yet some delayed my money. But these guys, as when it is due, they paid. So any drama you saw is just... I hope you are getting something this afternoon. How many are getting something from my teaching? How many say that from this afternoon your life is really changing? You can never go back to yesterday. All right, number 8, profit from real estate can be deferred into other investments. So that is what I spoke at the Abuja International Housing Show with about 400 businesses there from 40 nations. The Federal Minister of Housing, the Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank, all the various mortgage banks of the government and privately owned, a lot of real estate companies. It was the biggest housing show in Africa. I was the opening chairperson, and I had to speak. So I spoke on land banking as a way to have money to run real estate. Many of you know of Macarius. Macarius had to borrow only very small for infrastructure. Much of Macarius' money came from our land banking in Moe to do what we're doing in Macarius. So land, blessed land. Yeah, go ahead and clap. Because the Nigerian banking system is not yet helpful to the real estate market. They still gave you loan at 28 to 30%. But what helped us was the land we bought 35 years ago. Now that we're selling, we're using it on the land that we now have. So that only little was borrowed out of whatever equity we have, because it's wise to borrow. Tell your neighbor, it's wise to borrow. You see, you need to learn how to use a lot of things, a lot of OPK, OPM, OPC, not to do a People's Congress. You need to know how to use a lot of them. OPM, OPK, OPC. Okay, I'll stop here. OPO. OPM is other people's money. You need to learn to borrow. Because sometimes also, for those of us who are in church, some of our pastors have been teaching, don't borrow. He's a pastor that does not understand business. It is a Julius Berger fool. I saw in the papers as I was coming here that Julius Berger is negotiating to do the next phase of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway at 236 billion naira. Do you know where the money is coming from? Your savings account. So all the money you left in the bank, and you go to ATM and print, and you saw balance and you're smiling, go simbe. I'll say what I like. Even legitimate banks are glorified Ponzi schemes. They don't have the money. They've spent it. And it's interesting that while you lose all your money in shares, the MDs never go down. Then they'll come and say they are helping our young people. They are promoting our young people. Where did you get the money from? From cocoa tree? OPM is other people's money. OPK is other people's knowledge. Please don't take what we're doing here for granted today. It's a real sacrifice for me what I'm doing. Tomorrow I have to preach 3 times in London. I have to fly tonight. Yeah, I have to fly tonight. I'm taking the first microphone at 10 a.m. tomorrow, man. No, 9:40 tomorrow morning. First service. So I finished that because my son and my wife are on holiday in New York. All of them are in New York enjoying. It means she said, I won't go with you now. My wife is watching. I need to be very careful. Sorry, oh, yeah, me see, I didn't say anything wrong, oh. Other people's knowledge. You see, these things we are teaching, some came from mistakes. Some came from experience. Some came from hunches. Some came from initial resistance. I used to be anti-buy land. When I was a young pastor, fiery. The pastor was trying to get me to buy a piece of land. I said, Jesus Mbo. Jesus is coming. You want me to buy land? I don't want to miss the rapture. I resisted. But my pastor was a good man. As a result, ladies and gentlemen, I built my first house at the age of 28. OPC, not Oduao. These other people's credibility. When you saw the flyer and you saw this song here, there's, I'll go, he's speaking. You saw Pastor Man, I'll go, he's speaking. You saw the Pertinence, this thing is going to be serious. This thing will be loud, like they say in Nigeria. My loud go. Even some people you don't know, you may not go, but you saw the credibility of each speaker. So in your business, you must learn to find right mentors. People who have a track record, who have a testimony. At the Addis Ababa airport, while I'm half asleep, the gentleman says, I want to do a quick video to send out that you are coming. Before I know, we did a quick video. And the OPO is other people's opinion. Somebody knows something you don't know. Learn from them. Even a child can teach you. Out of the mouth of babes, he has ordained wisdom. Old people can teach you. I would say, wise old man can teach you. Number 9, you can improve properties or land to increase value. But you cannot do so with stocks. Number 9. You can improve properties or land to increase the value. But you cannot do so with stocks and shares. Look at this place. What did they call that place? Cane Village. This place was a village. Let me tell you a little story of Lagos. I came to Lagos for the first time when I was already, I think, 21. 51 years ago. I came to see my brother in Ojo Barracks. As you come into Lagos, everywhere was bush. Ojota was a bush. Maryland was a bush. Only Ikorodu Road. Half of Ikorodu Road was a bush. Igbobi was a village. Maryland was a village. They dropped you at Yaba bus stop. You took another bus to Ajegunle. To go to Ojo, you have to go to Ajegunle. There was no Lagos-Apapa expressway. When you get to Ajegunle and you pick the bus, from Ajegunle to Ojo Barracks, mile 2 was a bush. Hey, you say, Yes. You didn't see anything until you got to trade fair where they were just building. They opened trade fair in 1977. Festac village was a village. They were still building. They opened it in 77. Until you reach Ojo Barracks, everywhere was a forest. After Ojo Barracks, there was no Alaba. The next place you get to is Badagry. All that place is a town today. If I tell you, as a young pastor, they asked me to buy land in Okwebi for 500 naira. I said, Jesus is coming. They asked me to buy a plot of land in Allen Avenue for 1,000 naira. Well, my salary wasn't much, but I could have paid little by little. My salary in 1976 was 50 naira. 2 years later, it was about 100 naira. And I don't want you to think that was a lot of money then. It was still poor. Where do you want me to mention? Bagada was a serious forest. When you are coming on Badagada Express, there's this slope where you have University of Coffee, or what do they call it? There was an abandoned hotel there. That's where the Ghanaians stayed when they came before Shagari sent them back in 79. Ghana must go. They stayed there, and Agege was the headquarters of Ghanaians. Everywhere you know today was a forest. Idimu, serious forest. We were chasing deer in Idimu when we were cutting the grass for 4 square camp. Everywhere you know, they'll tell you, here's land. Say, I don't want to buy you. And then it began to rise. So wherever you know today, the price will change tomorrow. Real estate is the only estate that is real. I hope I made sense. So don't forget what I told you about getting on board and being part of those. When you hear of a discount, like I said we're doing, you jump on it. Number 10, you can have asset protection on real estate. You can insure your house. You can insure your land. But you cannot do so with stocks. You can't insure stocks and shares. I hope they move fast as I move. Number 10, please. You can have asset protection on real estate. You can put insurance on real estate, but you cannot insure your shares. And like I told you, all those banks, is because central bank said, if you don't meet this amount, you are out. So they'll say, bring your money, bring your money. They'll collect and we'll give it to central bank, and of course we know where it is going. Somebody needs to quickly spend again, and it comes from our pocket. So the place to put your money in crisis time is land. 11, you do not need a high level of education to deal in real estate. Whereas in shares and stocks, you need to know when will this bank go up, when will that bank go down, when will UAC go up, when will this one go down. Whereas with land, you just need to have the land and understand demographic movement. Lagos is a land of demography. Somebody say demography. One time, everywhere you go, Festac, Cocaine Avenue in Festac. That's where people are buying house now. Everybody rush there. Then another time, say Allen Avenue, everybody rush there. Another time they said, it's Ogudu GRA. Now it is Lekki, everyone. Lekki, 4 minutes from Dangote, this. 20 minutes from Dangote, that. If you go small, we're near the airport. At the time I build, at the time he build. You need to know the demography of the nation. There are people who are going to become billionaires for taking the right step. I was in Canada, in Ottawa, like 8 years ago, and spoke for a pastor. And he took me to a 53-acre land. Somebody sold to him cheap for something like $100,000 or $200,000. And he took me, said, sir, come and pray over it. And I went there with him, took anointing oil, anointed the place. And then his church got burnt. So he invited me to come this year to dedicate the new building. When I now went, he said, you remember the land you followed us to? He said, the government of Ottawa have just released $600 million Canadian dollars to make a road pass by our land. His land went from 100,000 Canadian dollars to about 25 million. Everybody's now coming to him. Microsoft have gone to him. Many other companies. He's the one now saying we're not selling. That's what real estate does. Number 12. And I'm going to finish this one very soon so I can finish with you can do real estate as a side hustle while keeping your job. You can start. Just start packing real estate. Number 13. You do not require large sums of money. In some cases, you do a deposit. You heard them when they were talking. Say, make a deposit, pay gradually. 20 to 25 deposit will get you going in real estate sometimes. Number 14. More properties in your portfolio may mean cutting down your work level. Please read this with me. More properties in your portfolio may mean cutting down. A young lady came to our church in London, having just left Nigeria as a medical doctor. She came to practice. She came at the time I was teaching from a book. I'm not sure they have it out there. But if you can't buy all my books which they have there, you see this tiny thing in my hand, just buy it. There are 70 of my teaching inside. 70 on wealth. Any amount they call it, just pay for it. Because you are not buying just an MP3 or MP4. You are buying what transforms life. In fact, when it was CD, we used to sell it. We used to sell it something like 50 or 70,000 naira. But I think this is like 30,000, I'm not sure. When you get there, it has 70 teachings. So this young lady came when I was teaching on the 10 M's of money, how to buy property, how to pay off your mortgage. I was teaching people in London. Maybe you have heard, I don't know. I became the man who shifted the black people in the United Kingdom from living in government apartments to personal houses. Because I began to teach them how to get the mortgage. I taught it to the point. I'm sure you saw when they were telling you about me and they said I'm on the board of reference of God TV. It got to the point God TV will put a disclaimer on the TV screen. What this man is teaching, we have no part in it. Because I was teaching people how to pay off mortgage. No bank likes you to pay off debt. Because the interest is what they love. Banks don't even like you saving. They prefer you borrowing. Because in your saving, they just have little. But in your borrowing, it's you they use for Christmas. It's you they use for party. It's you they use for everything. 28%, 30% is not a joke. I've never flown any time on BA in first class cabin and see any MD of any bank in this nation business. They're always in first class. That's if they fly with us and they don't carry the bank's jet. It's only in Nigeria that the banks have jet. Barclays UK, that is 20 times any bank in Nigeria does not have a jet. I told you I can say what I like. "15. Real estate rentals are a good hedge against inflation through appreciation and rent increase." You saw what they showed today. These guys are geniuses. They have a rental system. They have a part ownership system. You should not just sit down and say, what is this? Get somebody to sit down with you, explain it. They want to empower you and make a champion out of you and make you become something you've never been. Number 16, you can buy run down real estate, fix and sell to make profit. Once I saw that house they were showing at the USA, I just knew it was Detroit. I said, that must be Detroit. Because I knew that Detroit had a problem one time when things went down because, again, the only time real estate goes down is when government does a booga booga. The mayor of
Detroit abused the car companies and said, you can go if you like. And they all left. And it shook the city. Ford left. General Motors left. Some people don't know that it is us that is feeding them in government. They forget we put them there. And that's what happened to that mayor. I'm going to stop in real estate here. Round up with my 10x. I hope you got something from that.